Hi everyone and welcome again to my channel. Today I wanna tell you something different. I wanna give you a couple of tips when you are buying bottles. Of course, my advice is always to buy from official retailers or big retailers on the web, if you used to buy on the web. But always you have to put attention when buying from a website that allows private-to-private sales. Why? For example, sometimes you can read on an announcement that there is the box with the bottle, but sometimes the bottles can arrive to your house without the box. Always remember that a complete set of bottle and box is very important also to increase the value of the product. Another thing, if you look at these two bottles, I have an Ibiki 21 years old and an Ibiki 17 years old. But you have to know that only one of these two bottles is original. If you come a little bit closer, you can see that this bottle is closed with an original seal of Suntory. Indeed, I don't know if you can read, but there is some Hibiki written on the seal, on the plastic seal. And another thing, the closure is diagonal, is not vertical. Pay attention. If you see this other bottle, there's no Hibiki written on anywhere on the plastic seal, and also the closure is vertical. Why I'm telling you so? If you buy on the internet, there might be people that used to take empty bottles, fill them with another whiskey, not the original one, of course. They closed with this plastic seal and they sell the bottle as original, of course, with a huge price compared to the whiskey they put inside the bottle. So be very careful. I always advise to look at the picture when you saw an announcement or the bottles on the private-to-private website. This thing might happen also with different kind of seal. For example, a friend of mine bought a quite expensive bottle. I don't know if you know the Yamazaki 25 years old. Then he told me, wow, I bought that. So I said, come to my house. He brought the bottle, and when he put the bottles out of the box, I saw that on top of the seal there was the government band, like for example the one used in Italy or in Spain. And that band was not very good attached to the bottle. So I lifted up and I saw that the seal was kind of cut because the seller that time took an empty bottle filled with another kind of whiskey, closed with the original seal, but there was a cut on this side of the bottle that has been covered with the government band. So, in my opinion, when you buy expensive bottle, always remember to buy from official retailer. Of course, you might pay a little bit more than from a private one, but you are sure that the bottle is original. There's another thing I want to tell you. Here we have three different kinds of whiskey, but of course don't pay attention to the label, but to the level of whiskey inside the bottles. Here we have a very good filled bottle of whiskey distilled in Macallan. Here we have a whiskey which has a lower level of whiskey inside, and this is the extreme case when you have very low level of whiskey. Of course, within a closed bottle, we are talking about closed bottle. You have to know that there are whiskey producers like Karuizawa or Enu that used to send the bottle with a lower level of whiskey than the usual we are used to see. But in normal cases, like the Scottish whiskey, the level of whiskey must be filled up to the top. There might be cases in which the level is lower. Why? Because of the time. You have to know, a bottle with maybe 20 years that has been conserved on your shelves or on your library might be exposed to the sun, to high temperature during especially the summer season. So the level of alcohol inside might evaporate. You have to know, it's not the water that predominantly evaporates, but the alcohol. So you will have the same whiskey, but with a lower ABV inside. There's another thing. Lots of people loved bottles closed with cork plug. I don't fully agree with them. Why? The cork might be of good quality or poor quality, but sometimes even the one of good quality are not very well compressed. So this effect of high temperature may happen in any case. So you risk that your whiskey evaporates during time. My advice is, don't look at this kind of plugs in a bad way, because sometimes this one or maybe this one, which are not of cork, might close and conserve your whiskey during the years better than the corked one. So, long story short, the takeaways of this episode are to put a lot of attention when buying bottles, especially on the internet, and to buy expensive bottles from official retailers or very big whiskey sellers on the internet, or from official auctions of whiskey. But remember to pay attention to the little details and to look carefully at the picture you see on the product you are going to buy.